Cody, Wyoming, and heading toward Colorado as we continue our trek toward home. It's in the mid 70s right now. We started out at about 66, 67, and had a lovely breakfast in Cody at Irma. It's a very old hotel, and I recommend it highly. They have a great buffet. We've been there before. The rolling tundra of this part of the country is amazing. It's just rich in agriculture and a lot of cows and a few little towns like we're pulling into now. Hermopolis. I'll have to ask my father-in-law what that means in Greek. I'm sure it has to do with temperature. Driving about an hour and a half, I think, and I know my partner Tom will appreciate a stop. Excuse me, JB, new road name. Ceases to amaze me how in the middle of all this land that suddenly there would be a little town. All right, welcome back. Hot.
Warm.
It's hot. I think it was 97 most of today.
Most of the last week.
Most of the last, yeah. So last time we talked, I think we finished before we got off of the ferry. And so we finished up in Washington. What happened from there?
I went to Bellingham Indian dealership and got my new REM put on my bike. And the guys over there at the dealership are really good. If you ever need any service in Northwest, they were real accommodating to me.
Nice. Yeah, family dealership, right?
He's a Marine. He's a retired Marine, and his whole family's been in the Marine Corps for the last 20 years.
So Ted and I, we peeled off and we went up to Seattle, or down to Seattle, and we went to a dealer there and had our bike serviced, got our oil changed. I washed my bike, and Ted had to leave us. I may have mentioned that in one of the videos leading up to this, but let's talk about it for a minute. Ted unfortunately had a family emergency, so something personal came up, so he went ahead and flew home, right?
Yes. Shipped his bike to New Mexico to his son's house, and he's coming back later to pick it up.
Yeah. And I don't think that's going to happen alone. I think a lot of people in our riders group, St. Pete IMRG, are going to maybe ride their bikes out and meet him in New Mexico and ride back with him. So Ted is doing well. His family's fine, and we're missing him terribly. So it's now, we went from the three amigos to the deadly duo. So since we last talked, we came down from Seattle after we got together late that evening. We stayed a little bit north of Portland, Oregon, and then the next morning we went across the state and visited a knife shop and got another state off of your list.
Right. And then we rode to the Bridal Falls, which are beautiful. If you're ever around Portland area, need to ride through there.
Yeah, Bridal Falls was a surprise. We didn't see it coming, but we said, hey, if we see something interesting, let's pull over. And I saw falls on a sign, so we pulled over, and lo and behold, there were, I think, 6 separate falls and a beautiful little winding road that you ride around to get to them all. Wish I could have spent at least 2 days there.
Yes, it was very impressive.
Yeah, beautiful. So we'll show you pictures of that on another part of our broadcast. But we then left Bridal Falls
and went to the desert. I never knew Oregon had so much desert land.
Yeah, Oregon. Who knew? We followed the Columbia River out to the east until we got to the edge of the state almost, and it was hot. And desert, canyons, beautiful canyons, but 101, 102 degrees. We found a little respite in a tiny little town, and we're going to put a link in the show notes so you can visit their little brewery that had the very best pizza. I think it's the best I've had. Right. So it was really nice to get out of the heat for a few minutes. Then we moved on down the road a little bit and went to what they call the Tri-City area. Paris comes to mind. The other one, I'm not sure how you say it, Kennewick or Kennewick.
Something like that.
Yeah. Spent the night there. And then drove up to
Coeur d'Alene, whatever.
In Utah.
That was a beautiful place also.
Beautiful, beautiful town. Had a little lunch at another brewery. So we've got a little theme going with the breweries because they do seem to all have great food. So then we shot on across and made it to Butte, Montana.
And slept in a teepee. It was pretty cool.
In a teepee. First time.
It was real cool. Actually, it was real cool.
Yeah, a little on the cool side. Yeah. We learned a lesson the next morning, which was a little late. There's a big flap on the top, and I couldn't see how to close it. But apparently there's 2 of those big poles on a teepee that you bring around to the front. So excuse my ignorance, but we did shiver a little bit in our tent that night. But what a great little place to camp, and we got on the road.
Then we went to Chief Beartooth Pass.
Beartooth Pass, yeah. We stopped in Red Lodge, I think, on our way up for lunch, and then Beartooth Pass. Wow.
That was a ride. I've been trying to do that for the last 3 years. We finally got there, and it was worth the wait. Definitely worth it. And so if you have the opportunity to visit out there, definitely do that. And by the way, when you get to the top of the world, after the top of the mountain, mosquitoes were beyond anything Alaska had. Yeah. It reminded me of the swamps of Florida.
Yeah. Except bigger mosquitoes, right? The front of our bikes were covered in dead mosquitoes that just gave it up as we went by, and they tried to get us on the bikes. But beautiful, beautiful. I think a little baby bull tried to take Tom out.
Yeah, on the bridge. He was on the bridge. I tried to get off. I tried to let him get off, and he didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what to do. So we had a little standoff going on. So
yeah, watch for the wildlife.
Yeah.
So from there, we went on down to Cody, stayed in a familiar hotel, the Wigwam, just as we remembered it 2 years ago when we were here last, and then we had breakfast at Irma Hotel, which was, they have a fabulous buffet with whiskey bread pudding topping that you put on the whiskey bread pudding that's out of this world. So got out of there, and what was next?
Headed down to Fort Collins area. I had a flat tire.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, another flat tire, my second one on this trip. And I was laying on the side of the interstate trying to put a plug in it, and someone decided I needed help and called the paramedics to come rescue me. So we had another little bit of drama to add to our story.
Yeah, there was no end to the drama. The fire department, the paramedics, they brought the big truck. They were very kind and very understanding. And you were successful in getting that plug in the tire.
And I'm still riding on it.
Yeah.
Till we find us another dealership.
Yeah. So it's holding its own. It's holding its pressure, and we're doing all right. So yeah, that was a long ride down Wyoming into. Let's see, we came out of Wyoming. Then that was in Colorado, just south of Fort Collins, right? So that we finished off a little bit near the airport on Toll Road, north of town, north of Denver, and then got up right in Bushy-tailed and headed on out and down to Kansas. I'm sorry, no, we took a jaunt north
Through Nebraska.
through Nebraska. We just kind of followed our gut instincts and ended up on we had a dirt road. Beautiful country though. We're fine. We're dirt road professionals now after Alaska. So we made it back to a main road and shot up and had nice lunch in a little cafe out in the middle of the countryside. So made it through there. Unfortunately, I had a what kind of bird was that?
A sparrow.
Sparrow that committed a motorcide and decided to fly right in front of my highway bar, and the little guy gave him his send-off after stopping on the side of the road. So sparrows everywhere near the wheat fields, but beautiful wheat fields out through there. Came back down and came into Kansas and stayed just north of Wichita. So if you're a Grateful Dead fan, I did not find Jack Straw when we came through Wichita, but we came on down. Where else? We came through Tulsa, beautiful town.
Yeah.
Down into town, big river going through, a lot of industry there, a lot of wheat production, I think, perhaps
a lot of mills and refineries.
Perhaps fuel refineries. And now we made our way to the K River, also known as the Kriver, which is Adam Sandoval's camp. So we just arrived, just kind of relaxing, trying to get over the heat. But we're going to have a good day tonight, and then get on the road the day after tomorrow, morning after tomorrow. We got a quick ride home, about 1,250 miles. We're going to get that done in 2 days. So,
And then it's over.
any closing advice for today?
No. I'm just ready to have a good time tonight at this party they're throwing for us.
Yeah, they were nice enough to give us this warm welcome and have a big party and a band, and
Yeah.
look forward to getting to meet everybody here. See you soon.